Hey guys, welcome back to the Butterfly Effect podcast. So IGN recently released a video of a guy talking about the first 30 minutes of the Quarry's playthrough. Now, we have a few sneak peeks, a few leaks. He comes up with some, theories and comments, and it was really interesting to see, really. So one of the first things he mentions is the premise of the game, which most of us knew about, was the kids leave and the counsellors are left for one night. One thing that we didn't really get from before, though, that we have now, is the fact that they sneak off to throw a party, which obviously explains why they're around a campfire. We have a shot of Jacob possibly sneaking through a window. I think it was Jacob, might be Dylan. And yeah, we have things such as the watermelon shooting for the gun tutorial, such as Chris had in Until Dawn. And yeah, we've got more shots as well of Abigail and Nick, as we suspected might be a couple. So it seems like they are. Looks like they have some nice playful banter around some animals. So yeah, this should be really interesting to see. Another interesting thing he mentioned is the fact that we're going to have 186 unique ending variations. Now, I don't know how varied these will be. I don't think it necessarily means we'll get 186 wildly different endings. There are probably slight alterations here and there. But that is still a wild number, considering Until Dawn had way less. We're always questioning whether this is the spiritual successor of Until Dawn. If they're keeping to their word and it's as cinematic and as promising as it sounds, it could and may well surpass Until Dawn. We'll have to see. So Simon the reporter also mentions the fact that we get other creatures in this game, so it will be more than one. He mentions the hillbilly hunters, which we already kind of knew about in the teasers. The gnarly beasts, which I assume is the werewolves we're going to be mentioning, that we saw in the opening prologue as well. He said supernatural elements as well, which we see with what I assume is Eliza. But he also mentioned another creature that appeared at the end of his playthrough, so it seems like towards the end of Act 3 we're going to have a whole other creature. Now, if I was a betting man, I would say this is what Jack mentioned when he analysed the Bizarre Yet Bonafide playlist podcast even in the last episode. Perhaps an aquatic creature. So Emma, look out when you go swimming. He mentioned how it's the most cinematic game yet, whether it's the use of chiaroscuro or chiaroscuro. It's cinnamon. We'll go with cinnamon. Banjos, fun jump scares, and its horror inspiration from games such as Cabin in the Woods, Friday the 13th, and Evil Dead. So yeah, this seems really awesome. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. You even just look at the facial expressions of someone like Laura in the game, and you can tell that this game is just going to be phenomenal. It is always nice when you can bleed emotion into the characters, which Little Hope didn't do. Daniel. So he talks a lot about the varied choices as well. Now, this could really be exciting, to be honest. I always mention in Until Dawn the shooting the squirrel leads to the bird. Clawing Sam leads to running away from the psycho, leaving a blood trail, meaning that you get caught automatically. I love these choices that have domino effects that affect other characters later down the line. As you can see, Dylan goes down a ladder and accidentally knocks a rung, and that might potentially kill someone, for better or worse, later on. Now, I love this. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, and I can't wait to see what other choices you affect in this game. He talks a lot about some of the characters as well. So Jacob being an overconfident jerk, which we did already think, for the people that thought at me in the comments. I might be right, even though it is still a prediction, but this guy backs me up even more. Emma being an extroverted romantic interest, and Dylan being an edgy oddball. So yeah, this should be really interesting to see. Another thing as well, while I'm here on the characters, is it looked really interesting. So from the settings menu, and when you launch the game, you can actually edit their traits. So whether that's looking around, what they're like, how they are under pressure, how they are in conversation, and what they do in fight or flight scenarios. So the options range from vigilant, distracted; for under pressure, adept, erratic, clumsy; for conversation, sympathetic and inconsistent; Fight or flight can be composed or flustered. Now this just seems really interesting to me. Now also in the settings and when you launch the game, depending on the movie mode, you don't even have to play. It seems like you can just sit back and watch a playthrough where everyone dies, and you can sit back and watch a playthrough where everyone survives. So yeah, this is really interesting. If you're not a fan of gameplay and you simply want a movie, this game's perfect for you. You don't have to join in with any of the Quicktime events. And while we're talking about that, he does stress big time on the Quicktime events being a lot simpler, how it's a lot friendlier for if you're not used to the controller. So for example, a lot of the tapping of A or X or circle or square, depending on if you're Xbox or PlayStation, instead it's changed to moving the analogs in a friendly direction, almost in a very telltale manner. Now whether you're a fan of this or not, it doesn't actually matter because you can go into the settings and change it. Whether you want the gun aim button to be shorter, just like it was in Until Dawn, because now it's changed with a much bigger flashlight radius. Or yeah, if you want to go back with the tough version. So yeah, there's a lot that you can change here in the settings, whether that's aim assist, button mash, or timers. And the last thing to mention as well is that there are lots of deaths. So apparently he didn't even scratch the surface with how many there are. So yeah, a nice little short summary for you guys. Are you looking forward to it? And also, do you think we're getting a few too many spoilers here, to be honest? Let me know in the comments. Our links are in the description. We'll be making more Quarry videos in the build up to the release on June 10th. My name's been Liam. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay safe, guys. You take care.